All right, we are going to level 10 here when it comes to why did Jesus turn water into wine. So it's important to look at this verse here, chapter 2. This is in John. I believe this is the only gospel where it talks about Jesus turning the water into wine. So, on the third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto them, They have no wine. And Jesus saith unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother saith unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. Which is kind of interesting because I believe it's in the book of Colossians. I could be off. It's somewhere in the epistles of Paul, where God gave this whole kingdom program over to Jesus, and it was up to Jesus whatever he wanted to do. If he wanted to heal a guy by spitting in his eye, he could do that. By making mud, he could do that. If he wanted to walk on water, he could do that. We could not do that because it was unique to Jesus. It was Jesus's creativity, if you will. He was able to heal whoever he wanted, because that's why people were asking him, Lord, if you will, make me whole or make me clean or whatever. And Jesus would always say, I will. I want to. I want to do this. So this is why his mother Mary was able to say, whatever he saith unto you, do it. Because Jesus can do whatever he wanted. It was his total freedom. And there were 6 water pots of stone after the manner of purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. And we get wrapped up and we continue on and we go, Jesus saith unto them, Fill the pots with water, and they filled them up. And he saith, Draw out the water, and give it to the governor of the feast. When they bear it, the rulers of the feast had the water that was made with wine, knew not whence it was, but the servants knew. Saith unto them, Usually you get the worst wine, but now you kept the good wine unto now. And everybody's like, yeah, that's awesome. But people are confused why Jesus changed water to wine, especially some Christians are like, oh, does that mean we can drink wine and all this kind of stuff? Or does that mean that we don't drink wine? And like they get confused. Why would Jesus turn water to wine? Does this mean that we're all allowed to drink now? And is Jesus encouraging people to drink? That's a whole nother video, because really in the culture of that day, this was not watered down wine. Like some people will say that the wine was just watered down. Clearly, it was not watered down. So that's off the books there. We don't think that way. It was the best wine probably on the planet. So why water to wine? Well, if you go over here, I don't really see too many people tying this in, but this is why you come to this channel, because I'm probably the only person that's talking about this in this way. So, laws of purification for sin. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord had commanded, saying, Speak. So this is Numbers 19. This is the ordinance of the law the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel. They bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein there is no blemish, and upon never came a yoke, and ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest. May bring her forth out without the camp, which is important. One shall slay her before his face, and the priest shall take her blood with his fingers, sprinkle her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. And one shall burn the heifer in his sight, her skin, her flesh, so this is a female heifer, and her blood with her dung shall he burn. And the priest shall take the cedar wood, hyssop, and scarlet, cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. And the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in the water. So this is the water that this is all mixed in. You got the ashes of the heifer, and this is the purification water now. So whenever they touch a dead body, they wash themselves in this water that has the ashes of the heifer. Then the priest shall wash his clothes. So you wash everything. You wash in the water, you wash your flesh, and afterwards he shall come to the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the evening. And he shall burneth her, and shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in the water, and shall be unclean till the evening. And the man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and lay them up without the camp in a clean place. So just repeating the story again. Shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel, for water of separation. This is a purification for sin. So this is the jars that was at the Cana, at the wedding in Cana. They're purification jars. They had water in it that had most likely had the ashes of the heifer and this whole combination of hyssop and what else we have here, and scarlet and cedar wood. Put it all in the middle. That was all in the water. So it's purification for sin. So why do you need to do that? Well, you need to have that because in case you touch a dead body, any man shall be unclean 7 days. He shall purify him with it on the third day. On the third day. Third day. That's when Jesus was in Cana, on the third day. And on the seventh day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the third day, then the seventh day he shall not be clean. Whosoever touches the dead body of any man that is dead purifieth not himself. So anybody that touches Jesus afterwards purified, because Jesus is the living water. He is the purification. Like, there's so many analogies here. So continue on. Defieth the tabernacle of the Lord, that the soul shall be cut off from Israel, because the water of separation was not sprinkled on him. He shall be clean, his uncleanness is yet upon him. This is the law. When a man dieth in the tent, all that come into the tent, all his intent, shall be unclean. Every open vessel which has no covering is unclean. Goes on, for an unclean person shall take the ashes of the burnt heifer of the purification for sin, and running water shall be put therein into a vessel. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. And bathe himself in the water, shall be clean at evening. This is also why they had to take Jesus down off the cross as well by the evening. So much into this. Hope you got something out of this. I know this is level 10, but this is why Jesus turned the water to wine. He was the purification. He's the one that atones for our sin. Because the Jews knew about this. Israel, the entire nation of Israel knew about the laws of the purification for sin. It's the only way to cleanse yourself from sin was to bathe yourself in this water that had the ashes of the heifer, the burnt heifer, for the purification for sin. Jesus is that purification for sin. This is why he started his ministry by turning the water into wine. Anyways, I know that's deep, but feel free to check it out for yourself, and feel free to comment. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings, all this kind of stuff, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya. Bye.